I have spent 20 hours, or roughly 0.01% of my life getting destroyed by the Eater of Worlds. I'm a noob beating Terraria for the first time, with it being on legendary mode. I'm at 196 deaths, and today, I get revenge. Before facing the Eater of Worlds, I needed to get some prep done beforehand, starting off with buying rocket boots. Turns out, these are a material, which can be combined with Hermes boots to make Spectre boots, which is kinda cool. I needed a Tinkerer's Workshop to craft these, so I had to farm the King Slime in order to afford it, which afterwards got me a slime gun, which does nothing, but it lets me squirt on animals. Okay, reading that out loud, that doesn't sound right. Anyways, I brought the Tinkerer's Workshop and crafted myself a pair of Spectre boots. And they were angry, but I certainly wasn't. These things are sick. I'm going back to my original plan for the Eater of Worlds, valuing mobility over defense, which means scrapping this molten armor and going for the ancient gear again. Also, one thing that has become very apparent to me is that potions are crucial in this mode. I decided to look at what ingredients I needed for swiftness, iron skin, and regeneration, as those were the main three that I needed for the boss fight. So I copped some planter boxes and went on the hunt for day blooms, mushrooms, and cacti on the surface. I started my little day bloom farm by the house, got some cacti from the desert. Finally, I found some blink root, brought some more planter boxes, and my little farm had more than doubled already. We are cooking indeed. I gave in to gambling on Terraria, reforging my items, which actually gave me Warden on 2 of my equipment, bringing my defense up to 33, which I'm pretty sure is the defense stat for Molten Gear. So effectively, we have the defense of Molten Armor and the movement speed of Ancient Gear. Combine that with the +7 defense from Iron Skin, and extra speed from Swiftness, we are going to be a weapon. Okay, the time has come. Tonight, the beast will be slain. Come out, you coward! So, I'm going back to the plan I had of just trying to attack its tail, aiming to break the segments bit by bit instead of making multiple worms. And with the speed of my character, and after facing this boss 50+ times, moving around it has become so much easier. These rocket boots help especially. I prefer using them way more than using the hook to get over it. Also, I only just realised that with my defense and iron skin, hitting the other parts of the worm's body besides its head does 0 damage, meaning I can just bump into it like so to attack its tail. The one sort of good thing as well is that it just coiled up at the bottom of the arena, rarely attacking me, which turns this into a waiting game. If anything, I'll just have to drop down, attack its tail, then jump away and repeat. But then I split it into 2, just as I got it down to half HP, but it still weren't bad. So, for some reason, I decided to split it into 3. This surprisingly weren't hard either like before. All I needed to do was focus on the Eater of Souls, as those things are the things that killed me most of the time. Then all of a sudden, there were 4 worms. This is where I was starting to think that I may be bottling it, but I only had 4,000 HP left. I could not lose from here, and after spending at least 15 minutes slowly killing it, I actually then broke it into 5. So my tactic went out of the window, and I decided to spawn the Abigail flower to try and kill the remaining segments, as hitting them was becoming harder. Again, the only thing I needed to focus on were these Eater of Souls, as this Abigail flower was going to make a lot of them. Even though there were 5 worms, they were all super low, and I had to start just tanking hits from them to allow me to kill each one. Eventually, 5 worms turned into 2, with less than 800 HP, and with me still having a lot of health, I was feeling confident. Okay, 1 worm left, 500 HP. I bottled it before at this stage. I cannot do it again. You see, I would celebrate, but to be brutally honest, I'm just fucking glad it's over. Like, sure, I won, but I lost so much, aka my sanity, that I have to ask, did I really win? But placing this trophy down does feel good. And all this for a scarf. I mean, sure, I guess a scarf that reduces damage is good, but no actual cool things? Man, what a waste of 20 hours. Even all the ore and scales it gave me, I couldn't even use for anything useful. The only thing I can make now is the Deerclops boss spawner, and that boss can wait, because next up is the jungle, where we are hunting for Queen Bee. Oh, also, a meteorite landed. It's a surprise store that will help us later. Before looking for a hive to make the Queen Bee boss spawner, we need to create our arena. Voila, perfection. Next up, trying to find a hive. And digging around in the jungle is a nightmare. Speaking of digging, I used the teleportation potion, which brought me to the dungeon, which turns out digging there causes the dungeon guardian to spawn. I wonder if it's actually possible to defeat that. I might have to try it out at some point. Anyways, back to the hell of the jungle, where I came across this other dungeon, which nearly slimes me with a booby trap. Unfortunately, I'm too smart and dodge it, and I can't get into it. I need a key. Oh well, never mind, I'm not too smart. What the hell is that? Is that a dragon? I wanted to get back to see what it was, but for some reason I like destroying my knees. Turns out it's a flying snake. What the fuck? Why was it taking so long to kill it? I was going to see how many bullets it takes to kill this thing, until a bat and then a man-eater screwed me over, and the flying snake killed me. But I'm not letting it get away that easy. I want my kill. So back to spraying it 1 million times. Again, bats and man-eaters, can they just fuck off? Now this time a hornet? You're taking the piss. I'd gotten it so low, but it still killed me. Then it decided to kill itself. What the fuck? I wanted that kill so bad. What a waste of time. Well, back to finding the hive. Oh look, we found it. It's right there. What the fuck? Am I blind or something? It was literally right underneath me. It took so long finding it as well. And it was underneath me this whole time. And oh my god. I think I hate man-eaters more than any type of worm in this game. I'm getting sick of the jungle already. I thought spending hours in the corruption was bad, but this is another level. Interesting side quest. I came across this mythical looking area underground, which going into the water caused me to go into the ground and poops me out underneath it. I don't get why that's a feature, but it did bring me right to the hive, where I magic mirrored away. Oh my god. Okay, after rewatching this footage, I'm definitely booking a night test when I'm done. Okay, finally I saw the hive, where I was able to get some honey and some honey blocks. I blew my way into the hive, but whilst attacking the hornets, I whacked this thing, which spawned in the queen bee. Uh-oh. Yeah, drowning in honey is probably not the most optimal way to fight the boss. So I decided to magic mirror and let the boss despawn. Wait, why has the health bar not disappeared? Is it still here? Oh, yeah, it is. Jesus Christ, it scared the shit out of me. I tried to run away from it, but it was way too quick. So I decided to duke it, teleport into my jungle base, and then teleport back home, which should be enough distance away from it to spawn. Nope, it did not despawn. And looking on the map, it's flying toward me at light speed. Okay, fuck. Looks like I'm going to have to face it. At least I can use my Sky Arena. If I want some, I'll give it some. Okay, what the fuck was that? Well, based on that, this will be fun. Let's make some spawners and give it a try. Yeah, turns out using this activate all buffs hotkey consumes a gravitation potion for some reason, and it kinda fucks me over here. Ugh, I really hate this game. I think the second most tedious thing in this game is trying to remove all the mobs from my arena. So many of them spawn in the jungle, it's crazy. Anyways, attempt number 3. Again, I use a fucking gravitation potion. Who at Terraria HQ thought that if I press the use all buffs button, that I want to use a fucking gravitation potion? I didn't even do a sliver of damage until I got slimed by the boss. Holy shit. Now, her dashes were a problem, so I decided to make the distance between platforms bigger. I think I actually found a use for the king slime pet, which is jumping out of the way, but still, timing it was pretty awkward at first. And then I got slimed instantly again. I was just getting destroyed by her over and over again. I really did not want this to be another Eater of Worlds situation, where I spend a day of my life trying to beat it. And turns out apparently, she has this enrage mode when you try to build the arena by the surface. So I had to make a whole new arena underground, which led me to learning a new lesson. Do not keep boss spawners in your hotbar. That was a mistake. I decided to take a break and grind King Slime a few more times. A boss I can actually beat. I faced it like 10 times, which actually helped me get my first plat coin. That's pretty cool. Well, back to the most tedious thing in the game, which is mining out space for the arena. I think this genuinely has to be the worst part of Terraria by a long shot. And it's painful enough normally, but in the jungle, it's like 1,000 times worse. Like, I can literally just sit here and waffle and play all the deaths that happened as I'm building the arena. Trust me, the jungle is actually the worst thing. I think it's actually worse than hell. Speaking of hell, I'm actually scared of how hard this game will be once I beat the Wall of Flesh and go into hard mode. I can wait. Oh hey, finally, the new arena is built. Let's see if this helps. I mean, I'm pretty sure she's dashing and shooting slower. I can't really tell, to be honest. If these skeletons could just fuck off, I can pay attention and see. Mate, these fucking skeletons. The one thing I hate is how the ride button is right next to the drop button, which I don't get why there's a drop button in the first place, as I keep on fat fingering it and dropping my molten sword. I also got killed by King Slime, which is a new low for this video, so I decided to lock in, which meant going to hell to grab some hellstone. This is so I can craft the fire imp summon. Sorry Abigail, you have served me well, but now I have a better summon. I also went on a hunt for the meteorite landing after like 5 hours, to see if I can make anything useful. I found a kid named Timmy next to it, who then decided to jump to his death. Mining this meteorite ore with these meteorite heads reminds me of that one video where the guy is trying to open that stone and that ugly ass fish keeps getting in the way. After crafting the bars, we were in luck. Turns out, full meteorite armor can give you infinite ammo for the space gun, which does more damage than the mini shark. And I'm not gonna lie, there's no way this space gun sound isn't based off any series at all. I had to go back to the hive to get some more resources to craft a few more queen bee spawners. And I made some high lanterns to place around the arena, as I found so many in the jungle. Let's see if this space gun helps. The answer is yes. It does so much more damage than the mini shark. I got it to half HP for the first time, but I still couldn't kill it. Again, these stupid keybinds. I dropped my sword again. I didn't have space in my inventory to pick it up. I then used a recall potion that I picked up by accident, which didn't help. I was scared it was going to despawn, but fortunately it didn't, thank God. Clearly, the arena size is what the problem is. So let's expand it some more. And again, it's death after death after death after death. I swear, I spent more time dying than making the arena. Making the arena bigger did in fact help me, as I got it near to 1,000 HP left. I was starting to get it low. However, I still couldn't beat it. That's when I decided to finally change my keybinds. I decided to put the dash and mount button on my mouse, as they're a pain in the ass to do in the middle of a boss fight. And having the mount button on my mouse made it so much easier to react to the queen bee dash every time. Dashing was easier too, as sometimes double tapping the keyboard wouldn't register for some reason. I was finally able to get it under 1,000 HP for the first time. The queen bee was too slow, or rather, I was too quick. No way simple keybind changes can make this fight so much easier. It must have, as I was finally able to kill it. I'm not too happy, more just satisfied satisfied that the 16 attempts of Queen Bee didn't turn into the 50 plus attempts like the Eater of Worlds. But that's another boss down, and the trophy collection is filling up. To be honest, the loot didn't seem too great at first, and the bee's knees looked pretty lackluster. However, with the beehive pack equipment, it made the bow so much stronger. To be honest, for the next boss fight, I might actually try using it. 272 deaths, wow. And we've only defeated 4 out of the like 30 apparent bosses. 272 divided by 4, that is like 68. Which means if there is 30 bosses, I will beat at like 2,000 deaths. Then I'll have to reduce that number to 0 when I decide to do the hardcore version of this challenge. Yes, I'm serious. That will be hell.